Well, US sanctions on Huawei may now impact Indian companies, it seems. Now, the Indian Telecom and IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad has said that the Indian companies supplying US technology to Huawei may attract US penalty or sanctions. This includes companies supplying US softwares or US origin equipment to either Huawei or any of its affiliates. Now, in a written statement to the Indian Parliament, Ravi Shankar Prasad has said, and we quote here, Huawei's inclusion in the entity list implies that US companies may require prior export license for sale of any equipment, software or technology to Huawei. The Indian Telecom Minister added that the government is yet to decide on whether to ban Huawei or not. Remember, the Trump administration has directed its companies to not supply any technology to Huawei. Huawei has been blacklisted in the US. America's Department of Commerce added that the company was on the entity list from the 16th of May this year after an executive order was signed by the US President. Donald Trump's executive order was signed by Donald Trump. Authorities have cited security reasons for the move. Huawei has sent its proposal for conducting 5G trials in India. Huawei has teamed up with Vodafone Idea for the same. New Delhi is planning to auction 4G and 5G spectrum later this year. The trials are expected to begin in 3 months. Ravi Shankar Prasad also said, so far 6 proposals have been received, which include the proposals from China and Huawei. Any field trial in respect for 5G is to be carried out only through licensed telecom service providers in a restrictive limited geographical area and for specific use and case. Ravi Shankar Prasad added that the committee has been formed to give recommendations on various issues, including security relating to 5G technology in India. But China, meanwhile, has warned the United Kingdom against what it claims is an interference in its domestic affairs. China has said that Britain should keep its hands off Hong Kong and not indulge in illusions of faded British colonialism. Listen in.
I think British side should place itself in a proper place with regarding to Hong Kong. On the mind of some people, they still regard Hong Kong, or maybe still, under British rule, and they forget the fundamental. We talk about the Joint Declaration, is that Hong Kong have now returned to the embrace of the motherland. It's the special administration of China. It's not part of UK. And so I would call them to hands off Hong Kong, and show respect of what has been achieved in Hong Kong and the one country, two systems.
Now, this comes after Britain's Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt tweeted on the ongoing flare-up in Hong Kong and asked Beijing to honour the Sino-British Joint Declaration. Hunt said, and I quote here, "The message to Chinese government, the good relations between countries are based on mutual respect and honouring the legally binding agreements between them. That is the best way to preserve the great relationship between the UK and China." Now, Beijing retaliated by calling Hunt's comments shameless. China also made a diplomatic complaint to London.
It has to be pointed out that on this very important issue of a principle, the UK government chose to stand on the wrong side. It has made inappropriate remarks, not only to interfere in the internal affairs of Hong Kong, but also to back up the violent lawbreakers. It even attempted to obstruct the Hong Kong SAR government from bringing the criminals to justice, which is utter interference in Hong Kong's rule of law. The Chinese side has made repeatedly the representations with the British side. Here I would like to reiterate that Hong Kong is China's special administrative region. It is not what it used to be under the British colonial rule.
According to reports, the Chinese ambassador was summoned to the British Foreign Office for these remarks. The growing war of words between China and Britain follow mass protests in Hong Kong against a bill allowing extradition to mainland China. This bill has now been suspended. Earlier this week, hundreds of protesters in Hong Kong broke into the legislature. This was preceded by the demonstrations marking the anniversary of Hong Kong's return to the Chinese rule from Britain's colonial power. Hunt had tweeted saying that UK supports Hong Kong and its freedom is unwavering. China called the violence an undisguised challenge to one country, two systems.